Today I'm going to share with you my rustic tablescape for a fall farm-to-table get-together, apple cider themed. Welcome to my channel, Freckled Mom DIY. I'm Devin. If you're new, welcome. And if you're returning, hey! This is also a collaboration with my friend Emily from Farm Charm Chic. And I'll get into that a little later, but let's jump right into these fall DIYs. This DIY is adorable and it's also a recipe. So I had gotten this board. It came off of the back of a framed piece that I had and it broke. It was cute, so I cleaned it up and I am painting it with my plaster from Waverly. I don't give it a full coverage, just kind of, once over, and I'm letting the wood show through. And it is an old piece, so it definitely dried a little bit too rustic, but it's cute. So I had printed off these pictures. It is the recipe for the apple cider. I printed it backwards, mirror image, and I used it on a transfer paper that had been suggested to me by another YouTuber, CJ. And this is so cute. I'm just cutting it up so that way I can space it out. And here I am just trying to space out how I want it to look. Again, it is mirror image, so you cannot see very well what it says, but I know what it is. And once I have it laid out, I am gonna go through now with my Mod Podge. So I Mod Podge on the board and then on the paper, and then I lay it down, and then I take my Mod Podge roller and I roll it really, really good to make sure it is adhered down. I'm gonna do that to all these other pieces now. I'm gonna keep going with the Mod Podge on the wood, Mod Podge on the paper, and then I lay it down where I want it and I squeegee it down. And you definitely wanna leave this overnight. I had checked it at about 5 hours and it really wasn't ready, so I just left it overnight. And this is so cute and such a good transfer paper. I do have a link down in my description for this transfer paper that CJ has suggested for me. Thank you, CJ. So after you let it sit overnight, I peeled up a little piece of the corner and I peel off that top layer first. And then there's the second layer that's a clearer film that you want to peel up. You want to make sure that the picture transferred to your item before you keep pulling. If you're new to my channel or coming over from Emily's, welcome. Here we do Dollar Tree crafts, DIY, gifts and decor, thrift flipping, and more. If you like these kind of videos, go ahead and subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram as Freckled Mom. To all my current subscribers and Freckled fam, thank you. You guys know how much I enjoy you and your comments. Now I have a little sander here and I am just going around and I'm sanding off where you can see like the transfer paper. There was a little bit left over, so I just go through and I give it a little rub down and just kind of smooth out that harshness of the line, so that way it doesn't really look like there was paper there, if you know what I mean. Now I have a little bit of that plaster on a dry brush and I'm going around the edges again just to soften up those lines a little bit to make it look like it's a single piece that was intended to look like this. Now I go through with a heavy covering of Mod Podge and I do it over the entire board. This just secures it in case anything wet gets on it. I am so in love with this. I think this is so sweet. I think it is adorable as a huge recipe card, but also as decor. And it is totally rustic, and I will definitely use this for years to come. I think this is so sweet. Down in the comments, let me know what you think. Here is some inspiration for your outdoor fall. So first, I had my son trying to help me find the perfect pallet. I did not know he was afraid of spiders. According to him, we have some extremely large spiders on these pallets. So he found one that was perfect and I cleaned it off with a hose. I didn't go crazy on it because I wanted it to have that rustic look still. So I had These stencils, you can get these at any hardware store. You could use your Cricut or your Cameo. I really wanted to have it that rustic look, and I just went through and I used my chalk paint, linen white, and I'm just going through, and I do one coat, and that is enough. It is super cute. You do want to be careful not to get too much bleed through, but again, it's rustic, so a little bleed through is adorable. How sweet is that? So let's keep going. So here, apples is spelled with 2 P's. I only had 1 P, so I do use another card as a space saver, but you're gonna see that. I know how to spell. That is something I definitely want to warn you about. When you are using stencils that are like this, where you're going to pick one up, put one down, make sure you're spelling it out correctly and you don't misspell anything, because that could be a really unhappy accident. Not a happy one. So here I am just going to keep going, and I don't put too much paint on my paintbrush. I'm just going along with this, and I am so in love with this. Speaking of rustic, I would love to tell you about my friend Emily. We are doing this collab together. It is for fall tablescapes or DIYs, however you wanted to interpret it. I love Emily so much. If you don't know her yet, you need to head over to her channel, Farm Charm Chic. She has the cutest DIYs. She always does something different, something so creative that I never think of, and I just love watching her channel. Super cute ideas, and she's a mom. She lives on a farm, and I am so jealous of that. I want a farm, so I will live vicariously through her and everything she talks about. So go ahead and check out her channel. Her video is linked down in my description, and as well as my comments. So here I had done a little arrow up there next to the apples, and I'm working on my word pumpkins. So again, I just moved around however it was comfortable for me to get the stenciling done, and I work backwards on the word, and I did put it on the other end opposite of apples because I'm going to do another arrow going the other way. So I'm just using the tape I used on my arrow up above, and all it is 3 taped pieces to make like the straight part of the arrow, and I lay it down so there's not as much bleed through. And then this is a combination of 2 pieces just laid out to make the point to the arrow, and I just laid it down to match up with those other pieces, that way it looks like an arrow. I go through and I do the same thing I've been doing. I just make sure that I do really easy so I don't have any bleed through. Again, bleed through is okay. It's cute, but too much bleed through is not cute, and it's not rustic. It's just a mess. So I'm peeling up my tape here, and it came out perfect, and I just love this. This is so sweet. I have cider for 5 cents. This could be whatever you want it to be, Halloween or fall or spring. I just think this is so sweet and super rustic. How adorable is this? Now I'm using it as my backdrop for my cider party for right now, but this will be going up front for my front yard decorations, and I am tickled pink. I just love this so much. I think it is so sweet. Down in the comments, let me know if you've done one of these palettes before and what yours said. This is a super easy thrift flip. I had bought this all together completely for $3.99. You definitely want to check out the floral section at your thrift stores because they have some gorgeous florals that would normally cost a pretty penny. So this, I love the flowers. I just didn't like the base. So I taped up the raffia because I did like that raffia. And I have never found it in green. I don't know why I can't find colored raffia, but I didn't. So I colored this whole thing. I painted it one coat in my mineral chalk paint. And you could have left it like this. It would have been just perfect, a nice little upgrade, but I had to do a little something. So here I am using a baby wipe and my antique wax, and I'm trying to get the little lines that you see in there, I'm not sure if you can see them, but I see them, and it really wasn't working out as I planned. It was really just taking off my mineral paint. So I knew I didn't want that, so I went through with a brush. I didn't go super heavy, but I did give it like a full coverage, you know? But you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm just gonna go along until I feel like I have enough coverage for what I'm looking for. And now my idea is that I'm gonna still wipe it off because I just want like that little antiquiness and not like a full brown, you know what I mean? So I have a paper towel here, a dry paper towel, and I'm just gonna go through now and I'm gonna paint and wipe, paint and wipe. And I'm gonna keep doing that until it looks uniform and until I'm just happy with it. So really this is up to your own discretion, but I think it came out so cute and definitely better than that yellow. So I'm untaping everything and being very careful because I don't have any green raffia to fix it. And I love these flowers. I think this could go well for any holiday, really. It could be spring or winter, but I'm using it for my fall outdoor decor. I think it is so sweet, and I just think it adds just a perfect amount of color and just that little idea for, you know, some flowers for fall, and mix it well with your pumpkins, and it is just too cute. This is so easy, so simple. I wanted to do something with the plates. I have a charger here and my top plate, and I love the shape and the size. So I just went through and I traced it out on a piece of cardboard. The cardboard was a little thick to cut, but you're gonna see. So I do the charger first, and I feel like it was a little too big, so then I went through and I did the white plate, and I really just wanted to kind of mirror it so that way it looked good and it went well on the table. And this is just as you could use this underneath plates or underneath planters. This is where the cardboard was too thick, so I just used a poster board. You can get these at Dollar Tree, and this is a Dollar Tree cutting board, and I put it on top, and this is what I'm going to be hot gluing it on. So I am hot gluing this rope. Now this rope is a really soft rope that I got on clearance from Ace Hardware, and have never seen it again. But it is very much like Dollar Tree rope, except you would have to buy a lot of it to make a bunch of these. I only made one because this is the last of my rope. So sad. I have looked everywhere. I cannot find it, not on their website, not in stores. This is such a soft rope, but all I'm doing here is just gluing down the edges. I'm pulling it tight and I'm just gluing it again. So glue, wrap, and hold down. Let it dry for a few seconds and then move on to the next section. And I just keep going like this for a long time. So definitely put on a TV show if you get bored. But here it is. It is so sweet, and this is just really so nice to put underneath anything. So I cut the rope and I'm going to try to end it. And I wasn't sure, but here you can see where I had like a little hole there. I kind of pushed my finger in it. So I take hot glue and I have this end here, and I'm just going to kind of poke it into that hole the best I can. And I did splay it out a little bit just so it wasn't like a full ending, if you know what I mean. You know how ropes are. So here I am just cutting off that plastic. I actually had hoped to not use it, but I couldn't peel it off after, which I have in the past, so I'm not sure, but I actually like it. Happy accident, because now the bottom is waterproof and it came out so cute. So definitely it's going to be a spot wash, so if it gets dirty, you're going to have to just spot wash it. Super cute, super sweet. Definitely something that you could use for any style, but I think the rope makes it very rustic, and I think it is so cute under my little planter here that I got for free as a thrift flip, and all I did was clean it up with a hose and water. That was it. This is another easy one. This is so cute. It is just a basket, another thrift flip. I am not a big fan of the color of these baskets. There's nothing wrong with them. It just, I don't know. I saw a lot of it when I was a kid. I don't want to see them anymore. So I'm just going through with my Waverly and Elephant. I love this color, and I had done a previous one white in a couple videos ago, and a lot of my subscribers, a lot of you guys said that you would have done gray, and I thought, why not try it this time? So here it is. It's Elephant, not a light gray, but I think it came out so cute. And again, this is not food safe paint, so if you're gonna put food in it like I did, you definitely want to put a towel or some kind of barrier in between it, because it is not food safe paint, and you don't want to be eating chemicals and unsafe materials. Safety first. Let me know which DIY was your favorite today. I know it's hard to choose because I love them all. I love all of these. I love how these DIYs came out. All of them are so pretty and rustic and really can fit in with anyone's style for decor for fall, even if you aren't rustic. And you guys know I'm not very rustic, and I pulled this off. I've never done a traditional tablescape video, although I've always decorated for my parties and dinners, and I love entertaining, and this was just another extension of that. Decorating rustic for fall was so much fun. I had a blast putting all these colors together in the different pieces. I used a mixture of DIYs, thrift items, as well as thrift flips and Dollar Tree items. Of course, apples and apple cider was the basis, and the ending to complete the look that I was going for, and I am so in love with this. Coming up soon on Freckled Mom at Home, my home channel, you will see how everything was laid out, my thoughts on the colors, as well as incorporating my DIYs and styling ideas. You will also get a glimpse into my outdoor decorating style for fall. I share different foods and desserts, as well as cheeses that pair well together with apple cider. All of my favorite foods in one place. What could be better? How about some inspiration for having that high-end look at your next party? I will show you all of that coming up on my channel, Freckled Mom at Home, on Monday. So make sure you are subscribed and you hit the bell to be notified when I upload my new video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you were inspired, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so yet. This was a collaboration with my friend Emily from Farm Charm Chic. She is so sweet. Make sure you head over her channel and also watch her video that is pinned in my comments and see what she has created today. You can find me on Instagram as Freckled Mom. Another way to support my channel is buymeacoffee.com. I'll put those links all down in my description. Don't forget to hit the bell so you'll be notified on both my channels when I have upcoming videos. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.